Okay, we're gonna try this again. Take two. I did a whole video number two, and my neighbor was weed whacking the whole time. See if we can get this straight. And it was driving me crazy watching the video, so I thought I don't want to put everybody through that. So we're redoing it here. So today I'm going to talk about trolls, and kind of mainly to do with Norway and Norwegian history and fable. Also, I remembered. I forgot. Good English there, Arnold. I forgot to say what my name is on the first video. I was so focused on. I still haven't uploaded that video, by the way. But my goal is to get both these uploaded this week, and we'll see if any of you are interested in this. But my name is Arnold. In Norwegian, you would say Arild. At least in Stavanger, where I'm from. In Oslo, other parts of Norway, they roll their R's, and you'd say Arild. And but I'm not very good at rolling the R's. I say it in my throat, like all Stavangerites, and even Bergen kind of do it deep in their throat. My wife tells me all the time it sounds really ugly talking like that, but hey, that's who I am. But anyway, my name's Arild. Takk for sist, by the way. Thank you for the last time. Hopefully, if you've watched that first video, you enjoyed it, and I just want to give some entertainment, some lighthearted, kind of fun stuff, fun facts, fun fables about Norway. So trolls have been a big part of my life since I was a little kid. My dad used to tell us fairy tales all the time, and trolls were almost always involved in the fairy tales. I have a ton of these guys. This guy looks pretty friendly and harmless, innocent, happy. Which trolls are not famous for being happy and friendly. There's a real dichotomy there, because Norwegians believe that trolls can bring you luck. These trolls here, guitar playing troll. I don't know if any trolls play guitar, but I dig him. He's very happy and whimsical, and I dig that. I like to stay positive and happy. He's a happy guy. This is obviously a very happy couple. Trolls are famous for having tails. I don't know if you can see the tail on that one. Let's see. This guy here. This guy, you can see his tail, plain as can be. This guy's a skier. I didn't bring his skis out, and I lost his ski pole, or his walking pole, years ago. I don't know what happened to it, but he's kind of a fun guy. And here's my big boy. This is my big boy. He's about 1.5 feet tall. He's got his tail kind of tucked behind him. He's holding it there. But this guy, my mom brought back from Norway quite a few years ago as a gift, and I was pretty excited. He's a bad boy. He sits right by our front door. He's always there at Christmas. He has a Santa hat on. Like I was saying, trolls are said to bring good luck. But one of the things about trolls is they don't really like to be seen. So if you have them in your house, these guys here, by the way, are a nyform, which I think most of my trolls are. There's a little pamphlet. You can see this is many years old. It's kind of beat up. But there's a little pamphlet, has little stories in it, and kind of tells you about trolls a little bit. But yeah, trolls are supposed to bring good luck, but they don't like to be seen. They don't want to be, sitting in the middle of your room, which this guy, I don't know if he's bringing us luck or not, because he's as visible as can be. The rest of my trolls are all kind of tucked in the back of our living room. I have a little shelf in there that I keep all my Norwegian and Viking stuff on. Maybe I'll show you some of my Viking stuff in one of these videos, and we'll definitely talk about Vikings, because man, I am so into it. I like my Thor's hammer, and I'm just big into Viking history. Keeping everything happy and positive. But yeah, I dig my Norwegian history. It's something that's just it's like in here. It's hard to explain. If somebody says to me, "Where are you from?" Even though I only lived in Norway a total of, I guess, about 7 years. When I was a little kid, I was about 5 when we moved, and then I lived in Norway for 1.5 years in the 80s, and then I've been back several times. But considering that I'm an old fart, I'm almost 60, and only about 7 years of that is spent in Norway, I still tell everybody I'm from Norway. We moved to Canada, like I talked in the last video. I won't rehash all that, but yeah, so trolls, they're good luck, but you want to put them somewhere, you know, a little obscure, somewhere where they're not so visible. They're also known to be very mischievous. So trolls, there's this famous kind of story about trolls will come to your house Christmas Eve and make a mess with their parties. They're known to be mischievous. There are actually different types of trolls. Trolls range all the way from little dwarf trolls into giant trolls. They're all kind of famous for having, most of them have tails. Almost all of them have these big bulging eyes and giant noses. I don't know. I'll have to research that. I'll figure that out, and we'll talk about that sometime. They can also have several heads. They don't have to just have one head. And they kind of come in all different forms. Although this type of troll has gotten pretty popular. If you go to Norway and you walk through some of the tourist districts and go into the shops where they sell these trolls, they all have kind of this look. I've got about 20 of them myself. I buy one every time I'm home, Norway, Norge, and are famous for living in caves and rock formations. So this is kind of funny because one of the times I was in Norway would have been 2011. I went hiking. That's not long before my 96-year-old grandmother passed away. Beautiful woman, just sweetest person you'd ever meet. But she lives out above Hjelmeland, which is about an hour outside Stavanger. You used to take the ferry from Stavanger to Tau, T-A-U, Tau. Hopefully I'm getting that right. And then it was about a 45-minute drive from there, if I remember right. It was probably 30, 40 minutes on the ferry. They got rid of the ferry, and now you have to drive under the ocean, which just freaks the hell out of me. I am not a fan of tight places, being under the ocean. Really? Are they freaking kidding? Anyway, the next time I'm home, I guess that's what I'm going to have to do, because otherwise you got to drive all the way around to Sandnes, which is south of Stavanger. Not real far south, but then you got to go around basically the ocean there and to get up to Tau and then to Hjelmeland. Anyway, above Hjelmeland is where my grandparents lived, Johanna and Rasmus, and they lived in a little, it's not even a town, it's a community of a few houses called Espeland, and one of the most beautiful places you'll ever see. There's this little lake there, Vatne. Vatne basically means lake, and just these beautiful hills. When I would hike in those hills, and this is only 11 years ago, I was looking for trolls. I'll be honest, I was looking for trolls. I was looking for places they would hide or live. Trolls aren't real known to take adults, but they are known to take kids and even eat kids. It's this contradiction, because they bring luck and they're also quite evil, and can be quite dangerous. That being said, I didn't see any trolls. Damn it. Maybe next time. But I always look. There's this, well, first of all, there's this, so trolls cannot be in sunlight. If they're in sunlight, they're like vampires. They turn to stone. There's a really famous location in Norway. One of the places I haven't been to, it's definitely on my bucket list to go see. It's called Trolltunga, which means troll's tongue. And it's above a lake called Ringedalvatnet. And like I said earlier, Vatne means water, Dal means valley. So it's a valley lake. And frankly, a lot of lakes in Norway are in valleys. Just picturesque, beautiful. I mean, in my opinion, the most beautiful place on earth. I mean, we live in the United States, and it's gorgeous. There's so many places. I travel for my work, and I've seen most of this country, and there's some gorgeous places. But, you know, my preference is definitely some of the beautiful places in Norway. Of course, we can have beautiful here and there, right? Beautiful country here, too. I love it here. I'm so happy to be an American. And but in my soul, I'll always be Norwegian. And You know, this is my country, though. I love the United States, and I love Norway, and I love Canada, where I graduated high school. We go back every summer. I've got my brothers, my parents live up in Canada, and my wife's sister is married to my best friend. So my brother-in-law is, my best friend is now my brother-in-law for quite a few years now. And my wife and I have been married for going on 26 years. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Trolltunge. So that troll was said to be really cocky and decided, I can handle this. I can beat the sun. And well, he didn't, because now his tongue is sticking out over the lake there. When you see that, you know, for the longest time I actually thought that was above a fjord, because it looks like a fjord when you see the picture, but it's actually a lake, and it's really beautiful. I mentioned earlier I speak Norwegian fairly well. Now, if you're Norwegian and you're living in Norway and you're watching this, please don't criticize me too harshly. Although I'm happy to, you know, get advice and a little bit of input. In fact, I could use a lot of input. This is my second video. We'll see how this goes. I've been debating how long to make these videos. We're coming up on 12 minutes right now. I don't want to push it too long because I don't want to bore anybody. But I want to tell this quick little story. Oh, one other aside about places where trolls are known to hide. So if you ever get to Norway, you got to hike Preikestolen. Preikestolen. My R might be hard to understand. Preikestolen, which basically means the pulpit. Preikestolen actually means, if you interpret it directly, it's a preacher's chair, but it means a pulpit, somewhere a preacher would preach, so the pulpit. Beautiful hike. It's not super hard. It's a couple hours to hike up there, and just a breathtaking view of Lysefjord, which means light fjord. It's gorgeous. If you get over there and you get a chance, take that opportunity. It's not super hard. The Trolltunge hike, I've heard, is relatively strenuous. Still going to do it. But when I hiked that Preikestolen hike, which I've done a few times now, there's just all kinds of places for trolls to hide. There's these little tiny lakes. They're really like ponds as you hike up there, and there's rock formations everywhere. Just beautiful. Real quick to kind of finish this one off. So I mentioned that my dad told us all these fairy tales when we were kids, especially me and my two next younger brothers. I'm the oldest of 7 siblings. I have 6 brothers and a sister. 3 of us were born in Norway. So us 3 especially, I think, really got the Norwegian kind of storytelling. And there's this story, and I'll look this up, and I may tell this story myself on this channel because I think it's kind of a fun story. But it's about a troll stealing this princess, and the king calls the bravest men at the time, you know, they were sexist, what do you want? And all these brave knights, and to go rescue the princess. And of course, who rescues her? This kid. I think his name was Askelatten, but don't hold me to that. I will research that and I'll tell that story. That story stuck with me forever, and I still can remember a lot of it. And it's been 50 years since my dad told me that story. And there's so many stories like that. I want to share some of that on here. I want to make this lighthearted and fun. And if you have input, please, you know, in the remarks below. I'm still working on how to edit these things. I have my son kind of helping me with an intro and an outro. I want to put some pictures into this video, so, you know, I could say here's that and here's that, but for right now it's me telling a story, and maybe I'll get some of that in here. But I will learn, I promise. I work hard in my real life. When I do this, I work hard. I want it to be entertaining. I have a side hustle that's all about Norwegian and Viking stuff, and you know, whatever I put my mind to, I try to work hard, and I try to make it fun and uplifting, and I hope that's how it comes across. So thank you very much. Tusen takk. 1,000 thanks. Til vi ses igjen. Till next time. Ha det bra. Ha det bra, or ha det godt, means have it great. Have a great day, basically. So, ha det bra. Peace.
Oh, and by the way, if you enjoyed this video, gave you a little bit of entertainment, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe. I think the button's right down here. I'm still new to this, but I'm pretty sure it's right here. One click, piece of cake. Easy peasy. Thank you. Peace.